Today we're going to learn about how to cast on. What we're going to do for our first stitch is we need to put a slip knot in our knitting, but we don't want to put it down here next to the tail at the end. We want to put it up just a little ways. So here's how you can put in a slip knot that's pretty easy. Grab the yarn, stick your two fingers out, wrap around and drop the yarn, open up your two fingers, reach inside the loop, grab that string. Take your two fingers out, pull on both sides, and you have a knot. Let's try that again. Just pull to let go of the slip knot. Grab your yarn, stick two fingers out, wrap around, drop the yarn, open your fingers, reach inside, pull that string through, drop your two fingers out, pull. There's your first stitch. So you're going to pick up your knitting needle, put it into the loop. If you pull on one side and it doesn't tighten, grab the other side and pull it, and it should tighten up the stitch. You're going to want your stitches to be tight enough that they don't fall off, but not so tight. I mean, just make it so that you can scooch the stitch without being too tight. So to put our stitches on, the long tail is going to go in your left hand. The needle with the stitch on it is going to go in your right hand. And what we're going to do is we're going to get our stitches to stack up, and we want to make sure that they're evenly spaced and the same tightness. We don't want one stitch to be too baggy and overlap the stitch below it. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is make a goal post. Just like in football, you have the needle being one side of the goal post and your thumb being the other side. Just like in football, you want the ball to go over the bar. So you're going to take your thumb, you're going to go over the bar and wrap. And as you notice, you get a good wrap around your thumb. Then take your needle and go underneath that loop, pick up the stitch. The yarn that goes back to the ball, you want to bring behind your hands, bring it forward between the needle and your thumb, and then the loop that's on your thumb goes up and over the tip, and then to tighten everything you just have to pull on the long tail. So now we have two stitches. Make your goal post, go over the bar, pick up the stitch, take the yarn going back to the ball around behind, bring it forward between your needle and your thumb, and the loop that's on your thumb goes up and over. And to tighten it, you pull on the long tail. You have three stitches. Make your goal post, go over the bar. Let me show you what would happen if you don't go over the bar. If you make your goal post and you go under the bar, you'll notice there's a big gap right here where there's no yarn. And we need to have the yarn go completely around our thumb. So go over the bar, you get that complete wrap, pick up the stitch, come around behind, bring it forward between the needle and your thumb, loop goes over the tip, and tighten, holding on to the long tail. Let's do a couple more. This is called a long tail cast on because we use a long tail. It gives a very nice edge to your knitting. This is the cast on that I use for almost all my projects. There's other ways to cast on, which we'll go over in other videos, but this is the most basic. There you go. And then when you get ready to start your next row of knitting, you want to cut. If you have a lot of tail left over, you want to cut that tail but leave about 6 to 8 inches and then cut. You want to leave a long enough tail here so that when you're finished with your project, you can weave in the ends, and the ends won't run. The seam won't come out. We'll go through that in another video too. So that's your basic cast on. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments, and I'll either put a video out to answer your questions, or I'll email you and answer your questions. Take care.